So we're about 10 months into this whole career lifestyle program that I've tried to orchestrate for myself, because I quit my job last year, July, end of May now. So we do have 2 more months before the cycle's over, and yeah, I made a mistake. There's really no good place to start, but I guess I'll start with the personal. My personal life is not amazing right now. We actually just lost my mom's mother like yesterday. So that wasn't amazing. Watching my mom go through that entire process was, yeah. I'm about 5-6 months in my job search, and I stopped looking for videography jobs. I stopped looking for creative roles and just started looking for anything that would pay me, because my financial situation has just been everywhere but the right place. In all fairness, I did have my birthday this month because I'm born on the 10th of May, for those who don't know. And it was cool. I wasn't able to really celebrate like my friends and my family. My mum was in the hospital then, so it was a bit of a hullabaloo, but I was able to get my parents' blessing. So I took a 4-hour long journey, more like 5 hours, but a 4 or 5 hour long journey all the way to the Peak District. And I hiked the mountain by myself. It was okay, it was cool, it was nice. I saw some really amazing views. The sun was amazing, the weather was really good. You know, I wanted to stay an extra day, but for obvious reasons, my mom was in the hospital, so it was fairly difficult for me to justify staying a day. I just didn't feel right. But ever since then, it hasn't really been amazing. I've had a lot of clients just kind of drop in and out. Like Sazi, who I was speaking about last month, he kind of upped and traveled somewhere. I forgot. I think he had like a family emergency. I can't remember the specific scenario, but yeah, he just isn't around anymore. And so I haven't been able to make any money from that or even start shooting that at all. Secondly, again, I did get some shoots out of Aram's friend, Reese, but I don't even want to get into that. I'll get into that discussion a bit later on. But essentially, clients haven't been amazing this month. I haven't had a lot of personal experiences this month. Still struggling with my job search. So coming back to what I said at the beginning where I made a mistake, what I've been doing is trying to operate my artistry like it's a business. Videography. I am not a videographer. I'm a filmmaker. I am an artist, if you want. And I made the mistake of quitting a job that paid me money to pursue this lifestyle, thinking that I'm good at the camera things, I'm good at making things look pretty. People will pay me for that. People won't pay you for that. People will pay you for what they deem as valuable. And unfortunately, people don't care about the amount of effort it takes to make something look the way it does, which is what I do. And so people are interested. When I originally started this process out, I assumed I'd be having 3-4 something clients. I'd be paying me 500, 600, whatever that amount every month, in such a way that I'd be able to just basically make my regular, what I was making for my job, make that amount in videography, all that sort of stuff. And what I've quickly found is that those clients, maybe I am struggling to find them. I've tried client outreach, but everybody I get always throws up at that 500 point. I don't get a lot of 500 pound clients. And if I do, there's always some sort of kerfuffle behind them. I think the only client that I ever was able to sort of make 500 pounds from was when I did that tech academia stuff, like that tech festival X thing. And that was really good. It was a seamless process and money was in my account and that was fine. I just expected, and I know corporate clients play the best, but I just expected I'd be able to have more clients like that because a lot of the work isn't difficult, but it's a very, very convoluted business, I guess. And every time I'm on Facebook groups, looking at these people like, oh yeah, come and shoot this, come and shoot that, throwing out jobs all the time. It's like 60, 70, 80 odd videographers begging because there are no jobs around. And even for my immediate circles, all the people who are trying to hire me and get me to do stuff, it's all the same kind of situation. Either, number one, I get a lot of people who believe in the idea of collaboration. I don't hate collaboration, but unfortunately, when people want to collaborate with me, it's because they like how good my work is. The reality is that my work takes time, it takes effort, and unfortunately, I can't do all of that without being paid for the time that I have. This is what I say comes back to some clients, is like, they don't care how long it takes. A lot of clients don't really care about the process behind it. They care about the final product. They see it as if they're going shopping, like they're going to a supermarket and they're buying something and they're getting that thing, and that they don't care about the processes, which is why it's very difficult to operate in this freelance industry, because people don't necessarily respect you as the artist because what they're looking for is the actual object, which is why, especially when you start out, you are functionally replaceable to a lot of people, which is why I felt in the past like, you know, I have to do these shoots, because number one, where else am I going to get the money from? But number two is, well, I need to build up my portfolio and stuff. And even now that I have a portfolio, you can go out and check out my website and everything, I still struggle to not only land clients, but keep some clients, because I feel like with some clients, it's money is always going to be an objection thing, right? So with Aram, in all fairness, I think To be fair, my biggest sort of issue is communication sometimes. But that's just because I go through things in life, they go through things in life. And so sometimes it takes us 3-4 days to get back to circling around, finishing one round of edits, right? And the problem is I'm just not getting money quickly enough. Like, it's just not quick enough. I assumed I'd be at a stage where I'm making at least 1,000, like, sort of instantly. Like, oh, I need to shoot this video for 500. I need to shoot this video for 500. Pay me the 500, the video is done. No, a lot of people are looking for 10% down payments or 20% down payments or 50% down payments. Cool, standard. But then in doing the shooting, it's the amount, I have to bring lights with me everywhere. I have to bring the cameras, my FS7, my A6700, because a lot of the time I'm doing multi-camera shoots for a lot of people, right? I have to bring all this equipment, then I do the shoot, and then the editing takes time because I have some other work that I'm editing for other people and also my own stuff that I'm editing for myself, my personal projects, which I'll get into a bit later on. And then once I'm done and I get the work out to them, they're like, no, actually, I don't know if I can do this. And then so I have to now start working again. And the problem is that it feels like it's 24/7. I don't rest, I don't sleep. Like, I'll be minding my business and I'm getting a call from a client when I'm at another shoot. I don't even want to get to shoots. More than half of my shoots haven't been paid this year. Like, I literally have not been paid from shoots. Penguin hasn't paid me. I've sent the editing work out to the producer who sent it out to the talent to see what their opinions are, but they still haven't paid me. I could have signed a contract, but unfortunately it was one of those things where it's like, oh, we need you here right now. Again, it's that when you start out, you're always desperate to get work and get in places and spaces because it means so much that you can get onto the radar of these people. Because if you guys remember back in September when I was trying to work with this guy called Kofi to do this Gambia party recap video, right? After we had our whole kerfuffle hullabaloo, I've tried to reach out to him about doing some more work. Doesn't reach back out to me at all. Doesn't reach back out to me. And that is one of the biggest things about this industry or working as a freelance is that you have to learn to roll over and essentially be someone's. You can't stand on your own unless you know who you are and you, like, if you try to stand on your own 2 feet, people will blacklist you from this industry because you are expendable. If you won't do it, they're always going to find someone else who will. And that is the freelance industry. And that's why I found it so difficult to say no to some clients in the past. Is like, no, but you should be paying me that. I should be worth this. But unfortunately, I can't go around with that attitude because I do need the money. I am in such financial constraint. Again, I've spoken about this, but like, you know, I literally don't have any liquid cash to myself right now. I am living off credit that I don't even have anymore because everything is maxed out. Because I decided that, you know, I'd invest. I bought a whole new Mac Studio because I was like, I need the working power for editing. I had to replace my Sony ZV-E10. I had to replace with the A6700 because I needed a proper working camera that could do proper hybrid. And yeah, I overly banked on my future and my ability to get clients and ability to get work 6, 7, 8 months ago. I overly estimated, grandiosely estimated that. And now I'm suffering for it. And now it feels like every single step I take, it just isn't amazing. So I don't know. Yeah, so like even talking about the client situation, communication isn't the best. It's taking 2, 3, 4 days to get back to people about dates and stuff and this and that. And like I was saying, these are clients who I'm only getting maybe 100, 200, 300 pounds from every month possibly. They only want to do 1 or 2 shoots and each shoot takes that long to turn around. So it's just like, I am burning out and working so hard to maintain a lifestyle that I just simply cannot do. And that's why I've been on the job market for so long, looking for a job. Like I said, I've even got to a stage where I don't really care about working in video photography anymore because if I'm being honest, I've lost that taste. I've lost that flair for trying to do video or create anything. And even still when I post on social media and people are like, oh my God, this looks fancy, this looks amazing. I don't care anymore. I do not care anymore. Because I've ruined that appetite for myself. So I'd say if there's any advice for people watching or listening, before you get into this, and I know it sounds like you should have not, obviously, but what I'm thankful for is that this is an experience that I've experienced. Before you get into any of this, put yourself in a really, really good position. What some of us don't realize is that to be able to create art for a living, or to be able to do anything creative for a living, that is unfortunately the luxury. We live in a sciencey, mathsy world, right? And it's governed by politics and science and maths and statistics and arithmetic. The artists of the world, we are the outcasts. We are the people that society doesn't need anymore. The world it's not like in the Greek times when, you'd be a scientist and an artist and art and science would go together and create beautiful things. No, to be an artist in today's society is a luxury. And unfortunately, some of us can't afford that luxury. And if you do want to try and get into that sphere, like I said, you need to set yourself up really, really well. I had a little bit of savings and I splurged it all, trying to do really cool things on buying different things for this videography lifestyle and trying to travel a bit more and try to uplift my soul and my spirit. And honestly, these things are really good things and I don't regret doing them, but here I am in a situation where unfortunately it feels like I'm begging people for money. Like, it doesn't even feel like I want to do the work. I have to do jobs that I don't want to do just for the sake of being able to pay for things. And I'd love to sit down and speak to my parents about this, but my parents are my parents. And for those of us who have West African parents, you know that these kind of conversations, they will only bring you more strife and stress further down the line. And so even looking on a recap of May and what I've done, everything else is like, I don't know. I don't really feel good about everything. And I just want to quit, really. When I have these conversations with people sometimes and I talk about them, all they go is, just keep going, just keep soldiering, just keep My credit is ruined so badly. I don't know if I can even have a future after this. Like, for instance, let's say if I was able to solve all of my issues today, like all my financial issues today, it would still take me 2 to 3 years before I was able to actually buy a house because of how damaging that credit is. So I'd have to wait until 27 before I could start thinking about that. I haven't made any like profit or money from the videography I've been doing this entire time. It's all been trying to keep my, like, I have around 400, 500 pounds of credit card debt every single month. And it's all just been to try to manage that. I don't make any surplus of profit. I don't, like, you see what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. And so towards the end of this month, well, not towards the end of this month, but like after going up that hike in the mountain, I really sat down and thought to myself, I was like, well, if this is gonna be my last hurrah, let me at least do something fun, which was, like I said in previous episodes, just go back to shooting for fun. So I started a whole docuseries. I just went around shooting a couple of people who were in the creative sphere and just asking them questions about themselves and hoping to launch that really soon. And this will probably be my last piece of like professional work that I do for myself to get myself out there. Hopefully soon I can land any kind of job that pays consistently. And then I'm looking to maybe sell my equipment and just start a new life as an admin assistant or something, because this is not sustainable and it is only breaking me down further. And like I said, I'm not useful to any one of my clients. For them, the amount of money they're spending on me is priority money. They think that this is the money that gets them the priority. But for me, it's just like, I have to have 10, 20 of you just to make ends meet, and I can't balance 10, 20 of you. And so I don't know what it is that I don't know what the next steps are for me. I really do not know what the next steps are for me. I don't know if I, fully quit this, if I keep trying to struggle, because I've tried to apply for grant. I've spoken to people about trying to, and all people could ever really do is wish me well. Like, even as a videographer, as a photographer, a lot of the time I go into my DMs and, a lot of my friends are like, oh, here's this opportunity. And I'm like, you don't really understand how this works. Because I will apply, I'll be like, yeah, I'm really down to work. They will never see my DM. It happens all the time. It's like, all my friends send me work. They're like, yeah, you should go for this, do this, do this. I'm like, okay, because I'm really tired of just being aired. The amount of people I've popped up to and been like, oh, I'd love to do this. Is there any way we can do this? Like, I'm even at that point now where it's like, I don't really care about like just an assistant role or making coffee in a production set. Like, all I really wanted to do when I started out was to make this the life that I have, to be lucky enough, to be one of the lucky few to be able to do this. And I see so many people doing it. People who, I don't want to say aren't as talented as me, but people when I look at it and I go, you don't really understand it the way they understand it, but they're fortunate because they have the people around you. And that's just the truth. It's like, this industry is about having the people around you who want to take the risk on you. The industry is shrinking. The creative industry is shrinking. That's film, that's music, that's media, that's everything. It's shrinking. There is less money in it in general. There are less people, less investors, less production studios, less companies, less organizations, less distribution platforms who are looking to take risks on up and coming talent like myself. They don't care anymore because, so yeah, I really don't know what to do. When people ask me, oh, how's it going? What's it like? I just tell them, I don't know. I really do not know what to tell you. And I tried to keep an uplifting spirit. I tried to post on my socials and, make sure everything looks well and everything's nice and whatever, but I am just draining and just losing myself inside. And I think this is like that brick wall that you hit, but it's definitely different. I don't want to say it's different for me, but I am in debt. If I wasn't in debt, this wouldn't be as bad. This would just feel like, this would be just emotional pain. But this is financial and physical pain. I cannot go out and do things with my friends. I can't I can't even really buy food. I can't, transport costs me money all the time. Like, and all I'm doing is spending more of my credit cards just so I can sustain myself, right? And I don't know what to do. I've applied to stack shelves at Tesco. I've applied for McDonald's. Where do I go from here? It's literally the question that I ask myself. So I'm really sorry that this is such a negative episode. It doesn't feel like there's anything positive that I'm saying at all. But this is the truth of my reality. Like I've always said on this, I'm going to be very true about it because that's all I have left, to be true to myself. Maybe I deserve this for how terrible I've been to people in the past. It's probable. Hopefully I can get myself out of this, and one day, maybe in the future, we restart this whole entire series. But for right now, I have my mum's grandma funeral to help out with. I have job applications that I need to do. I need to find a way to keep myself afloat, and I need to find a way to better protect my mental health. Those are my biggest priorities. Making film doesn't seem to be on that list anymore. Trying to help businesses and clients and this, it doesn't. Like, we've talked about this before, but I can't do a driving test anymore because I can't afford to pay for a test. I don't have any money coming in. I can't afford to pay for lessons. I can't afford to pay for the test. Can't do that. What do I do? Like, even with equipment, like I had a tripod that broke very recently, my small rig tripod, no, Sure tripod. That tripod cost around 80, 90 pounds. I had to pay 80, 90 pounds out of pocket to do stuff. I had to buy a gimbal very recently for a shoot. There's just so much. There's so much, and it just sucks. And it isn't cool, it isn't fun. So, and I guess the question is, how much do I want it now? And the reality is, I don't think I even want this anymore. What I want is to be able to have a regular life. I am so behind at 24, and I'm very tired of people trying to be patronizing. Like, no, you still got your life figured out. The society has moved in such a way that at this point in your life, things should be figured out. And it isn't a joke if they haven't been figured out yet. And unfortunately, I've tried to, hijinks my way into being like, yeah, I'm a film person, I'm a photographer. I do all this, I do all of that, but what does that mean? What does that really mean? So, yeah, man. I've turned 24 now. Hopefully, I figure it all out. Because I literally don't have anything else to give anymore. But if there's anyone still watching, anyone still listening, word of advice, don't do what I did. Don't make the mistake.